I've actually been living in this apartment since August, so about 5 months. Let me tell you, there's been creeping up there in that attic. We've been having keys flying across the room. And my roommate, her board keeps falling off her wall about every night. Oh, there's definitely ghosts. There's haunted old people from when they used to have that old, those old retirement homes around here. Them ghosts are haunting us now. Yeah, you see, I was talking to my roommate, and we were sitting at the dinner table, this one exactly, and I saw some key, like, fly, and it hit the laundry room right behind you, and no one knew where it came from. It came from the counter over there behind me, but no one touched it, so it had to have been a ghost. They can come over and experience it anytime they want. I mean, if they really want, we can pull a Ouija board out here, and I'm sure they'll be talking to us.
For the most part, it's normal, but we get that occasional spook happening. So, there's been several different occasions. The first one that actually spooked me was one of the first weeks we were here, actually. We had just moved in. All my roommates had soccer at 6 a.m., so we were all going to bed, and it was like 10 o'clock. We were laying in bed, and it was all quiet, and I knew my roommate Kate underneath me. I knew she was still awake because I saw her phone light on, but we were both just laying down. And then I knew she had headphones on, but I didn't, and I started hearing this like wailing. It was really faint, and it sounded like it might have been like it possibly could have been under me, or it could have been like the room over. And I was really confused, but it sounded like some girl was bawling. And then I kept listening to it, and I thought it might have been Kate, but then I heard what sounded like another female voice, like consoling this sobbing girl. And I was like, okay, maybe one of my other roommates in the other room was crying. And like it got to the point where I was just about to get out of bed to check to see if one of them was crying, and then it stopped. And then I was super confused. And I was like, whatever, I'll check with them in the morning. And then about 30 seconds later, we heard our other roommate, who's in the other room, shout, "Kate!" And I looked down at Kate, and she goes, "Why did Sturge just call my name?" And we were both just like, I don't know, if she calls it again, go get her. So she never ended up saying anything again, and we just were like, whatever. And the next day, we had asked Serge, like, why did you call her name in the middle of the night? And she's like, what are you talking about? But Kate and I both heard her name, and it was spooky. But it's not an everyday thing. Like, we'll hear like footsteps going up the stairs, which we don't even have access to, so like, how do you explain that? And like, just weird things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this Ouija board we made because we really wanted to speak to the ghosts, to see like if anyone was actually here. And our other roommate, not so much a believer, and she was very skeptical, and that's one of the biggest no-nos with Ouija boards.
But I have a ghost in my room at my house, and I'll wake up and I'll have like scratches on my body, or I'll wake up and I'll see a dark shadow at like the edge of my bed and stuff like that. And I get sleep paralysis a lot, which is a sign of ghosts. Yeah, I for sure think that our apartment is haunted. I haven't had any that severe where I woke up with like injuries, or I haven't had sleep paralysis since being here. But I definitely hear noises that are just, you can't explain them. So it always sounds like people are running around upstairs, and we do have very loud neighbors, so it could be that, but it sounds like people are running around upstairs, and we don't have access to the attic, so it wouldn't make sense if anyone was upstairs. So one time I was in bed, and it was in the middle of the day, and I was laying down to take a nap, and I think I had woken up while I was sleeping, and I heard like somebody above me. I have bunk beds with my roommate, and I heard like somebody moving in the bed above me, and I was like, oh, she must have came home to take a nap too. So I just like went back to sleep, and she was probably sleeping, so I didn't say anything. And then I just woke up, she was gone, I went about my day, I came back. And then I finally saw her, and I was like, oh, were you like napping at the same time as me? And she's like, I haven't been home all day. And I was like, what? And all of our roommates were like, I haven't been home all day. And I wouldn't get in Bree's top bunk bed either. So I heard somebody rolling around above me and like breathing, but there was nobody there. Yeah, I'm a very strong believer in like the spiritual world and stuff. So I also bought a pendulum, a crystal pendulum on Amazon, and so it's a crystal pendulum, and it looks like this, and you're supposed to hold it still, and it's supposed to be able to answer yes or no questions. Did I pass my anthropology test tonight? It's a yes. Go me. Okay, so if it swings, like if it's facing you and it swings like back and forth towards you, that's a yes. And if it swings sideways, it's a no. And usually it's a spirit answering, or the wind, who knows, but I think it's a spirit. So another bad experience I've had, along with like sleep paralysis, usually when you have sleep paralysis, you have very weird dreams because you're not really in control of your body. I haven't had sleep paralysis here, but I've had terrible dreams. There was this section, like a week at a time, where I was having the worst dreams ever. Like, people in my dreams that I know very well were vividly dying in my dreams, and then I'd have to go, like, wake up and go see them. And it was so uncomfortable, and, like, I've never had dreams that vivid or that, like, horrifying in my life.